Okay, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about lesson 2, which is using a compass to copy an angle. I'm going to go through this in two different ways. I'm going to go through it with using an actual compass tool, and then I'm also going to show you how it'll show up on Delta Math. It's the same steps, but using Delta Math's compass is a little weird, and sometimes Delta Math will be part of your assignment. So to start out, you want to have an angle. And it doesn't matter the size of the angle, although try to make it less than 90, try to make it an acute angle. So here we're going to call this A, we're going to call this B, and we're going to call this C. We're going to copy this angle kind of here off to the side, and we're going to do it using just the compass, not a protractor. So let me kind of go through this, and I'll go through it step by step with you guys. So step number 1, when you're copying an angle, is you want to use your compass, to make an arc on the original angle. And you want to make sure that you, original angle, my handwriting's kind of bad this morning. You want to make sure that this arc covers both the rays. So I'm going to grab my compass here, and I'm going to put the pointy end on the vertex of the angle, and I don't need it to be quite so big, so I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller, and I'm going to make my arc, so we're touching both of those. Now, step number 2, you want to keep your compass at the same size. Step number 2, I'm going to draw a line segment. So off to the side, just use a straight edge and draw yourself a line segment. Step number 3, you're going to repeat the arc, so using your compass at the same size, repeat the arc on the new line segment. Alright, so what that means here is I'm going to grab my compass, I'm going to put the pointy end on one of the two endpoints, doesn't matter which one, and I'm going to make an arc that is about the same size as the previous one. Now, just to be safe, that's probably an okay size. I'm going to go just a bit more than I need to. Alright, step number 4. This is the time where you need to change the size of your compass. I'm going to use the compass to measure the distance between these two intersections, here and here. To measure distance between intersections on the original one. Intersections. So I'm going to have to change the size of my compass. I'm going to grab it here, bring it over, pointy end right there, and see how I need to make it just a teeny tiny bit longer. There we go. Now that I have that, make sure that your compass is locked in at that size. And second to last step here, I'm going to repeat this size on the copy. So I'm going to grab this, there we go, and by repeat this size on the copy, I'm going to put the pointy end at that intersection with the line segment that was already there, and then, I just need to find where this is going to cross that arc I did, and I just need that crossing so I can have a point. And then the final step here, step 6, is to connect. So I'm going to grab my line tool. This would be you with a straight edge of some sort, and there we go. This angle here should be an exact copy, well, close to exact, because there's going to be some some error because we're using hand tools, but this angle should be a pretty close to exact copy of that angle. So this is how you would do it using your physical compass in the physical world. So if you have an assignment that asks you to copy an angle, here's how you do it. Now, there will also be assignments that ask you to do this on Delta Math. So let's kind of walk through doing that on Delta Math here. So I already have one open. And here it says use a compass and straight edge to copy angle B. The vertex of the copied angle should be at point B prime. Your final answer should be exactly 2 blue rays. So make sure you're paying attention to how this says it wants things set up. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a compass. And when your compass tool is active, you can see if you hover over points, it kind of highlights them. So I'm just going to open up my compass. And then I want to make an arc that crosses both of the rays. Now, to keep my compass at the same size, I'm just going to grab it from here, move it over to B prime. I'm going to make this one a bit bigger than it needs to be, just to make sure I'm covering all of my angles. Haha, angles. All right, cool. Now I'm going to make a segment from B prime. Okay. Then the next thing I need to do is use my compass to measure the distance between these two. So I'm going to go back to my compass tool. Start there, go up to there. I'm going to repeat that on the arc I made on the line segment. So I'm going to grab this over here, mark, and then the last step was to connect. So I'm going to use, oh, I need a ray, not a segment. Mr. Taft. So I'm going to need to delete this segment here. Can I just select it? No. Can I use the segment tool to undo it? No. Okay, I need to go back. All right. Oops, I went back too far. That's okay. Let's go back to my compass tool so that I'm remaking this the right size. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to use the ray tool because it specifically needs to be 2 blue rays. I noticed right at the end there that they weren't blue. So back to my compass tool. I'm going to grab this size over here, mark it, mark, ray, connect. And there we go. So that should be a copy. So we're going to submit our answer. Yes. And there we go. So that's copying angles using a compass. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff with this kind of later on. So if you have questions or don't know how to do it, or if any of that still didn't quite click, make sure that you're asking me about it. So I hope everybody out there has themselves a wonderful day. And now you get to see the infinite desktop. All right.